Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. Can you hear me now? Oh, I guess I can hear you. Can you hear me now? You can?
Mm-hmm. Now I can hear you.
Oh, good. So maybe it was just my phone and the Wi-Fi, whatever on my phone. There is always another way. Okay, well, I'll just start over. Okay. All right. Okay, so I don't know what happened before, but what I was saying is that I want us to tour this home here in Serenity Lake in Pearl. It's the newer model we've got out available. Some are actually move-in ready. Others are being built in this community. I just wanted you to see what this starter home looks like. And while we're in here, we can talk about home buying questions, processes, general stuff. I want to talk about it. It's a good time to talk about those things at the top of the year. We're writing out lists, what we want to accomplish this year. And so some of us need further understanding. Some of us needs an introduction. And I got time today. Tomorrow, I'll be at another model home in the Pearl area. And then later on this week, or top of next week, we'll be in Clinton. And so we'll be talking more about D.R. Horton specifically. But anyway, so, hey! All right, so here we are in the common area. If you guys cannot hear me, or if I drop, let me know, because I'm using my iPad now. So from the front door, this is what it looks like. And Allex Place, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And like I was saying, I really could see myself eating with you guys here. Tell me how you like it. Isn't that cozy? And the cool thing about this layout, the thing I love about the most, is the large windows that let in so much of this beautiful natural light. I am a light person. I love sunlight. If I was home by myself, I wouldn't even have the lights on. I use just all the daylight. And so this is the living area. It's a very open plan. It all flows well together. And what I was saying before is this plan would be ideal for people that are just getting started, getting ready to start a family, moving out that apartment, or people that have already done the big family thing and want to downsize and want to move into a space that's just large enough for you, occasional company. Like in this area, you still can host and have guests, and the conversations can still flow from the kitchen to the dining area, living area. It's all connected. All right, so I want to stop right here, and I want to sit down and talk to you about general questions. Like, what are some things that you want to know about when it comes to buying a house? And let's just make sure, let's make sure that I can actually see your comments. So can I get a test in here to see that we're working properly? Because I don't see anything coming up on this end. So what you got? Somebody asked me a question. Okay. Nope. I don't know what that is. I still can't see it. Yeah? Okay. All right. So here's a question I'm going to try to answer for you. So a lot of people, okay, what is the timeline for building and completing a home in Serenity Lake? Typically with D.R. Horton, I'm going to talk about D.R. Horton because I worked with them, and they have, most construction is pretty much the same, but they have a standard timeline. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about other ones later. But as it goes for D.R. Horton, typically, well, first it depends on which stage of the house you're purchasing. If it's a move-in ready house, you typically can close a home in 30 to 45 days. But let's say you're building at an earlier stage than that. So 3 to 4 months from start, like it's a dirt plot out there and there's nothing on it. And from that stage to it's move-in ready, you've done your final inspection and walkthrough, that's 3 to 4 months. From that's to start and complete the construction. For your buying process, then from there, it will be an additional 30 to 45 days to close, just depending on your lender. That's standard. Sometimes I have seen homes close in 3 weeks, and I have seen homes close 6 months. So it just depends. Thank you, Key. All right, what other questions do we have? And I'm just so glad all of you have taken some time today just to say hi and sit with me, because I think this is something we're going to do every week and help get the word out there, because people need to know like what this process is. While you guys are thinking of questions, there's something else I want to share with you for my people that are currently renting a house or renting an apartment and are thinking about all the added maintenance and responsibility of owning a home. And it's not like calling the maintenance or the office to come check out some issue in the house once you own it. Like you assume all that responsibility. And in a minute, we'll talk about why I recommend, if you're in that category, you may want to consider new construction, because your appliances, your home itself is under, in the state of Mississippi with D.R. Horton, is under very extensive warranty. So we'll talk about that. Okay, so the next question I got is, what are the standard features included in the base price of the house? And so if we're talking about the house itself in a D.R. Horton build, again, D.R. Horton is a new construction builder that's new to the Metro Jackson area, and what it offers in its homes is, let me think, you're going to get your standard granite countertops, your luxury vinyl floors, or well, luxury vinyl, what is this, LVP, help me, Lord. LVP, what is that? The luxury vinyl planks, is it planks? Yeah, so it looks like that hardwood is sturdy, it's more durable actually. Hardwood was the way to go back in the day, but it takes so much maintenance, it's easy to scratch. This is more durable. It's not necessarily cheaper or more affordable. I think they just do it because it's an easier install and it does last long. Okay, so you get that. You get your, all your homes are going to come with microwave. It's either going to be a gas or electric range stove. Your soft close cabinets in your kitchen drawers are soft close, in your bathrooms. You get this, that your sink is some people like this sink, some people don't, just depends. But it's just this one single sink here. You get warranties, like for the state of Mississippi, they require you to have a 6-year warranty. With D.R. Horton, they give you 10. And I'll explain you what that warranty is in a minute. But so your house itself has a 10-year warranty. Everything that is behind the walls has a 2-year warranty. And I like to say anything else you can see, you have like a 1-year warranty. And I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. D.R. Horton builds a lot of value in their home. So your home is energy efficient. You've got those low E windows, which refracts heat away from your house. So in the summertime, and this is so cool, I want you to come check out my home in the heat of the summer, because when you touch the window pane, it is actually pretty cool. And they use those as a standard feature to help reduce your cooling costs, because it reflects the heat away from the home, helping to keep it cooler in the summertime. In the attic, and most people may not even care to know this or go up there when you're viewing a home, but it's something you should. We add radiant barrier insulation, and that's a technology that does the same thing that the window panes do. It helps to keep the attic, where a lot of heat escapes to, helps to keep it cool. Those are really good value-adding features that older homes typically don't have. And then of course you get your dishwasher. That's pretty standard. You have an option to buy a refrigerator, washer and dryer, and blinds, or a fence, or sometimes we have incentives that you can use towards buying a buy down interest rate points, and we'll talk about what an interest rate buy down is if you need more affordability in your home. So it just depends. I'll tell you something really cool about D.R. Horton is that they pay two things. They're going to pay for you. They're going to pay for your closing costs, and they're going to pay your buyer's agent. And before I go any further, not everyone, if we're talking about the new home buying experience, not everyone is going to understand why that's a big deal, why that's important. So I don't know if you guys heard in the news, there was a really big deal, a lot of coverage about an NAR ruling. Someone sued the realtors of this great nation, and they thought it was unfair that the person selling the house had to pay the agent that was representing the person buying the house's commission. Well, that has changed. And so now when you hire an agent to help you find a home, it is now the buyer's responsibility to compensate their agent. Where before, the seller would compensate their agent and the buyer's agent. Some people, we're speaking frankly, just don't have the money up front to buy the house, pay the down payment or the closing costs. So that's an added burden to worry about. How am I going to pay my agent? And you do find a way to make it work. Sometimes sellers are still offering to pay buyer's agent's commission, and sometimes you just work it in a deal if they're not. But what I'm saying, when you're buying new construction, this is one great thing about D.R. Horton being in your area right now, is that they're going to pay your buyer's commission, your buyer agent's commission. Right now it's 3%. So, okay, let me scroll back up. Basic upgrades, customizations, options are available, and what are the costs? What upgrades or customization options are available? Okay, so we will have to talk about that more like in detail one-on-one, because that's going to vary. And the reason why I say that is because in this market, it's not the same as D.R. Horton as a whole. We're new to the Jackson area market, so there are some customizations that you can make, like changing your floor color a little bit, maybe light fixtures, maybe wall color options. But two things you should know about that. One, that's going to be an option cost that you're going to pay that probably would be non-refundable. And two, they're very limited. I will say the cool thing about D.R. Horton being such a neutral space with limited customization options is that it really does give you the opportunity to make your home your own. You customize it yourself, and it's at a lower price. It's more affordable. A lot of times when you go to a seller and ask them to add things, you're going to pay a markup. I have seen it. I've had people ask for something like changing the backsplash or adding a light fixture. And me personally, because this is just Arnetta talking to you, you can go to Wayfair. You can go to Home Depot. You can go to, what's the place? The dirt cheap building supply place in Bridgeland. And you can get those things at a fraction of the cost. And even when you hire a professional to install it, you still have saved the difference in having the seller purchase it and then still charge you a markup for it. So that's just us being real. That's the purpose of us having this conversation, is to keep it real and keep you educated and informed. The other reason why customization, limited options aren't a bad thing for D.R. Horton is because it's the thing that kind of helps keep that affordability in the homes they sell. When you compare homes of any size, D.R. Horton plan you look at, to something comparable by another seller, new construction, you got to compare apples to apples. So new construction. When you see that, you're going to realize really quickly that you're going to pay less per square footage, same house, comparable quality, than you would some other sellers. And that's because if they bought it and made it beautiful, then you're going to pay for that. So why not pay for it on the back end where you have more control of the cost? Okay. Next question I have is, okay, what kind of warranty comes with the home? So we talked about that, but I will talk about it a little more. I wrote something down here for you too. I want to share with you about your warranty. Something I want to tell you. One second. Well, I know we're going to talk about it tomorrow, because I had done a little research and landscape maintenance, HOA policies, reselling home. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. Can't find my other piece of paper. All right. So just real quickly, just because this question's up here, you're asking about home warranties. Oh, I know I want to tell you. All right, so home warranties are important. What you're going to get a warranty on is your structure, like your roof, your foundation. That's a real big thing. Everybody talks about this red clay, this dirt. You're going to get a warranty on your appliances. They're all new. So two things I want to talk about regarding that right now. One, people that live in an apartment, I really want you to come out of it. I want us to talk about how you can come out of it, because I want you to see how you're throwing a lot of money away. You can take a small house like this one that's on the market for maybe $300,000, maybe $275,000. You can take it. It's not your dream home. It doesn't have to be. But you can take this home and make it, as long as you pay your bills on time, this house is going to appreciate in value, and you're going to build equity in your home because you're paying your bills on time. And so when you get ready to resell it, within a safe time, and the reason why I said it is because some grants and some financial assistance you get, you may not, you may be penalized for selling it before a certain amount of time. The reason, as a first time home buyer, the government and other agencies will give you a break. They'll give you discounts. They give special funding for you, but the requirement may be for you to actually stay in the home for a certain period of time. So because of that, you know, that's something you'll talk to your lender about, but you want to make sure that that has expired. But let's say it's a safe time, all of those stipulations and conditions have been met, you sell your home, then that money, that gain you get because you have built equity and the house has appraised in value, you take that from the sale of this home and you put it towards your dream home, or the step between this house and a dream home. And let's say you have like a $500,000 home that you want to buy, and this one was like $299. It's going to appraise, and so you could probably sell it in 3 years, maybe for $310,000. Just throwing out numbers because I'm actually planning to tomorrow. I'm actually planning to give you real numbers, but just for the sake of an example, $310,000. Well, you can take the equity and the amount that the house was appraised for, and you can take that gain proceed and put it towards the purchase of your $500,000 home, which in essence could mean that you bought a home for $500,000 that was selling for $500,000, but you're not paying a $500,000 mortgage, right? And you keep that same strategy, and that home is going to appreciate, and you might work your way up to that dream home. It's just a way, it's just a tool of obtaining wealth, building wealth, and then your life should be changing. In 3 to 5 years from now, you should be working a job or starting careers or hobbies that is increasing the revenue flow to you, to your business, or to your home. And that's what's going to help, you know, amass wealth and affordability in your life, and live the life of your dreams. Because that's what we're all about right now. It's not working the cookie cutter job, getting the white picket fence home anymore. That's not the American dream. That's not even the world we live in. So we got to learn the ways to ascertain the things of our desire, right? We got to first recognize what we want to desire, to what we need to do it, to get it. This is one way to do that. All right. Someone says, what's your advice on determining my budget? That's a good question. Well, first, let's be honest. How budget conscious are we in 2025 already? How are we spending our money in 2025? Are we good stewards of our money? Are we improving? Like, it's okay. Well, I will simply say, so first you want to look at like how much you make and how much it costs for you to live. Renting, if you're renting right now, if you're buying, how much is that car note, car insurance? Do you have car insurance? Are you riding dirty? You know, are your taxes paid? Is your license, you know, is it current? Like, we want everyone free and clear. And that's not the story for everybody, but you know, how much do you owe? How much do you make? All right. What's comfortable for you to live the life that you want to live? And then after that, you want to talk to a lender and get a pre-approval if you think you're ready for that. If you don't think you're ready for that, you still want to talk to a lender, because the lender will tell you what you need to do to get pre-approved. If you see that you're comfortable paying whatever your current monthly household expenses are for rent or your house note or whatever, and you can go up a little bit, maybe about $200 to $300, or if you're about to pay off some debt and that's going to free up some income, you know, you just want to make a budget based using where you are as a foundation, because where you want to be may look a lot different than where you're trying to get to. you may not be wanting to make a lateral move. So it may cause you to really look at your money, how you're spending it, where you may need to upgrade. Some of us need to upgrade our jobs. Some of us are sitting at jobs just because it's comfortable, it's easy and convenient. Some of us are a little afraid to really apply ourselves and put ourselves out there to go earn the money that we actually deserve. That's a whole nother episode, right? A whole nother meeting. But when you think about your new mortgage, when you're buying a home, the key things to think about is the taxes of the home, the insurances, and your utilities. Someone asked me, well, how much does it cost for the utilities, or what's the average utility cost in the area? Honestly, guys, I don't know, because it's going to vary based on how you use your utilities. I can take the average cost of how people are, what people are paying for utilities in this Serenity Lake area, but it's, it may not be a real reference for you, because you might like to leave lights on, and and that's fine, or you may not. So your bills they're gonna vary. But it's okay, because wherever you are and wherever you need to be, I'm going to help you get there in between. So we'll find a budget that fits your lifestyle. And sometimes we have to take baby steps. We may not be able to jump from starting from the bottom. Now we're here. We may have to make, some Jefferson moves. We may have to make some intermediate steps. But whatever it is, they're your steps. And as long as we're progressing, we're doing it. That's the whole purpose of life. It's about progressing. Someone said earlier to me, I was talking to some people before I got started, and they wanted to know about like the school districts, and is that something to consider when you're thinking about buying a home? Absolutely. If you've got kids and you care about that. That's not important to everyone, because everyone I don't have kids in any school district. All my kids are in college or, done with it. But here in Pearl, we have, I'm saying we because my kids are graduates of the Pearl Independent School District. They have a really great school district. Rankin County has a really good school district. So does Madison County, as well as Clinton. Jackson Public Schools is a good school district. It just depends on what your kids' needs are. The Metro Jackson area in general has some really fantastic school districts. I would say we could talk about what's important to you, like the rankings, the type of programs. Do you need advanced programs? Do you need magnet programs? Do you have kids that just need to get through? I don't know, but there are really good school districts in the Metro Jackson area. Which ones are best for you is a conversation we need to have together. Some things that are going on in this area that might affect your appraisal value for your home are things like new things that are coming to the areas, shopping centers, even improvements on the roads themselves, the condition of the roads themselves, improvement on the highways, any type technological or industrial developments that are coming to this area will impact your appraisal value for your home. Right now, D.R. Horton builds homes and communities with resale and appraisal value in mind. So when you buy one of our homes right now, you can rest assured that when you purchase it, it's going to appraise for no less than the asking price, the list price rather. I have seen where we've listed at one amount and appraised for a little more. And that's a good thing for the buyer. That means they move into their home, they already have added value. They already have some equity in their home when they move in. But here's something I thought you might want to know. But honestly, before I jump ahead, because I don't think I covered the part I want to talk to you about with home buying, right? Like, this is new. It's gonna be scary for a lot of people. A lot of people don't even know where to begin with, like, how to find a lender to qualify or get pre-approved for a mortgage. I have quite a few lenders that have really great programs for first-time home buyers, or anyone really that just wants to buy a house. And there are some programs that offer even 100% financing. That means you don't have to bring anything to the closing table. You don't have to bring closing costs. You don't have to bring anything for prepaid. You don't have to bring down payment money. All you have to do is show up and get your keys and sign your life away. But, get your keys. You don't have to bring any money up front. But even in those situations where you have 100% financing available, I strongly encourage you to have some reserves. Make sure that when you buy your home, you've got enough money to cover your expenses in case, here's a good reference, 2020 ever happens again. If COVID pandemic situations ever happen again, prepare yourself now that you can afford and sustain your livelihood for 6 months. So if your job shuts down and you're working from home, or you're not working at all, you're not as frantic about when they're gonna start the government programs and the hardships relief. You don't have to worry about. There were some people during COVID that didn't even have to apply for any type of forbearance or anything, because they lived, like this. It seems like it's the exception when it really should be the rule. I want to talk about it because I think we're not talking about it and thinking about it enough. I think we've been conditioned to just live check to check, spoon to mouth, month to month, and not to plan ahead. And we want to change that. We want to change it for ourselves to reduce our stress levels. We want to change it for our children. For those that have parents that are dependent on us. We want to change the way we live. So we don't have attitude when the smallest thing, unexpected thing happens, because really we're carrying all this weight of how do I get by, or you're cursing the blessing. Like, you get in the house and it's like, oh my God, what did I do? Because you can't afford it. That's what we don't want. We want you to prepare for it. Should you be buying versus renting? Yes. I don't want you to think, oh, well, I'm going to rent. I'm going to buy later. You should be buying now. And if you're not quite ready today, then we should have a plan to get you prepared for tomorrow. Tomorrow could be 6 to 12 months from now. If you got some really bad things going on the credit, maybe 24 months from now. But the idea is, while we're preparing, we're saving, we're putting aside, so we'll have those reserves. And how nice would it be if you didn't need to put anything down, you still had 20% to put down on your mortgage? So that gives you even more equity. Or you had 20-30% reserve where you can buy all the things that you need, or when you have to file a warranty claim, or if your homeowner's insurance has a deductible because a tree fell in your house from a storm, you don't have to worry about going into your paycheck. Like, that money is already set aside for all things house related. That's the way we should be thinking, right? So the first thing you want to do, let's go back. First thing you want to do when you're thinking about buying a home is you want to get pre-approved from a mortgage company. You want to go talk to them. They're your friends. They don't bite. I know quite a few that are really, really good at what they do and helping you through this process from start to finish. It's okay if you don't get approved right now, because what that means is you're not ready. And we want to be ready. We don't want to get into anything that we're not ready for. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be working towards. It just means we didn't get qualified today. So that means we have work to do. So let them tell you what you need to do and stick to the plan. Get it done. Make yourself feel real good about yourself. Make yourself feel proud that I said I needed to do this, I stuck to it, and I am trustworthy. That's what you tell yourself. I am trustworthy because I made the commitment. I made the decision to do what I need to do. Okay. As far as the first thing, talk to a mortgage lender. Okay. Because when you show up at a showing, when you have a real estate agent and they're taking you out and they're going to show you some houses, it looks real good for you that you've already got a qualification letter. That shows them that you are serious about making this purchase. You ain't just, now I'm not going to say wasting time, because I don't see that way. I think anybody that I spend time with is, a potential, it's time well spent. If they're not gonna buy now, they'll buy later. But when you're seriously ready, you want the seller to be serious about you. You let them know that they can be serious about you. You can be serious about them because you've already done your homework. The next thing you want to do is go find the house that you are happy and excited to live in every day, live your life from every day. Pay the mortgage. If you live in a house that you don't really appreciate and enjoy and feel good about, you're not going to want to pay the mortgage on time. You're just not. So get a house that you don't mind paying the mortgage, that you will commit to. So, find a house that you love, right? Then you put in a really strong offer for that house. And you think about purchase costs, contingencies. We'll talk about that in a second. And then a realistic date to actually close where you're going to be funded. Everything is going to go through. And then we talk to the seller's agent and we say, hey, we got a deal. We got an offer. If the seller agrees, they'll send an offer back. We're in the contract. That's when our closing starts. That's when that 30 to 45 days start. If they don't agree, they may counter and say, hey, well, I agree to these terms, but I'll accept this over that. And so you kind of negotiate and bargain, or they might just reject it altogether. But whatever the response is, it's really important to have a really good real estate agent or realtor that is there to help you through this process, through that negotiation, right? So that makes it really smooth and successful for you because it's your first time. And even if it's not your first time, this can be a very, emotional, intense process, but we went to school for this. We studied for this. We pay a lot to be qualified and certified in this state yearly. So let us help you. Let us help you with this transition, okay? So when it comes to down payments, what does that incur? Down payments are money that you may have to bring to the closing table. Would be the closing costs. Inspections. You need to budget for your closing costs, which is typically, 2 to 5% of the price of the home. That's because that money pays the lender's fees. The lender is going to charge a fee to originate your loan and process your loan. You got to do title services. They got to make sure. Now, if it's a new construction home like ours, that process isn't that hard because no one's ever lived in the house before you. So you will have first title. You're the first one to possess it and own it. It's just a transfer from the seller to you. No one's uncle or great-great-grandma and come, sending about it for you because there was a mix up with the title back in the day. Someone didn't record it properly, and now you got to go to court and fight for the title of your home. And then you do want to get title insurance. Now we're talking about an existing home, you do want to get that title insurance because you want to make sure if a situation like that happens that you're covered. Okay, so your closing costs covers the lender's fees, your title services, and your taxes. How much does it cost for property taxes in the metro area? It just depends, right? Hinds County, I think, would be the most expensive, just being honest. And then right under them would be Madison and Rankin County. They would be relatively lower than Hinds County taxes, but I have seen an increase in Rankin County taxes since I had first moved to Rankin County in 2008. But they're still pretty affordable. I mean, the average home that I've sold and seen last year, the average tax was about $330 a month, right? About $3,400 a year. The average taxes that I have seen, like when I bought my house, my taxes, because I live in the Hinds County, $9,800. So, well, I had a beautiful mortgage. Like, everything was great. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I'm still thanking Jesus, but I was like, ooh, thank you, Jesus, because, I didn't have any private mortgage insurance, and I'll tell you about what that is, but I didn't have any private mortgage insurance, and I had, I didn't have to bring anything to closing. I had 100% financing, and my insurance were affordable, but when they added the property taxes, I was crying a little bit. But I was so proud. It didn't matter because, it's like my friend Evelyn told me. She says, you got to grow up sometime. You got to put your big girl drawers on sometime. So it was okay. Like, I absorbed all of that. And you will too. You'll be fine. You'll absorb it. Wherever you want to stay, you can stay, because like I said, that's part of your mortgage, and we're preparing to put you in the house of your dreams today. Other things you would spend money on or associated with upfront or closing costs would be the inspection. You have to get a home inspection. Most times when you're financing a home, the lender is going to want a home inspection because they want to warranty and secure their collateral, which is your home. Typically, you're going to put up, if you're financing a house, you're going to put the home up as collateral for the loan. In case you default, then that's how they retake ownership or repossess or take ownership of the house again, because they use the house as collateral. If you don't pay, if you default, we'll take the home and cover our losses. All right, so they're going to do a home inspection. On a new construction home, our homes, we always pass our home inspections because they're new. When I say you buy a new construction home from D.R. Horton and it's going to pass because it's new, am I saying that there aren't things that a home inspector will find? No, that's not what I'm saying. No, because even as a new home, there are still things, because houses are built by man, and I don't know if any of you are Christian, but my grandma used to sing this song about, and I can't remember which Christian group, but it was a song that talks about there's a leak in this old building, and my soul is not moved to a building not made by hands. Okay, so what that tells us is nothing is completely indestructible, infallible, impenetrable when we build it. These homes, no matter if it's a $1.7 million home in Reunion or a $350,000 home in Serenity Lake, chances are somebody and their cousin or the same teams are being rotated to build them. Now, it may be different subcontractors, but when they put out that notice for hire, it's the same group of guys in this area. I'm going to be honest with you. So the quality of work, it'll just be what it is. So with the home inspection, they're going to find it. They're going to make sure that they bring it up to par before you buy. And that's all that means. It's easier to buy a new construction home over an existing one just because it's new, right? You got less issues to worry about. The other thing you have to consider when we're talking about down payment for your first time buying a home is the termite inspection. You know, homes are built, the framework of your home is built from wood. Most of them I'm not going to say all, but most of them here in Mississippi, they've got wood frames. All of my DR Horton homes have wood frames. And so they have to be treated, right? And they are treated to withstand a lot of things. But the common enemy of any wood is a wood-eating insect like termites. So you'll do a termite inspection to make sure that the integrity of your structure hasn't been compromised by those bugs. It's been treated, and all our homes are treated. All our homes are built with that wood that's already conditioned. Okay. All right. So I'm telling you all of that to say that I don't want you to have any surprises when it thinks about the monies it might cost you to put down a home or put towards a home. And if there are any of these fees that you need to pay, and you don't have to come out of pocket, because there are some programs where you don't have to come out of pocket even for like the home inspection. That's money that you should be putting into your reserve, right? Because if it's money that you got to save, then that's money you got to earn. All right. So what cost should I expect besides the down payment? We talked about that. Let's talk about down payment. There are different types of down payment amounts, right? So here, that can vary. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're using an FHA loan, that is a loan that's backed by the federal government to the lender. So what that means is if you default on your loan for whatever reason, and the bank or the lender has to recapture the house, then the federal government says, if they don't pay you, we will. Will you still be foreclosed and put out? Yes. But the bank will get that money back from the government. That's important for the bank because the bank now has that money. If you had a $275,000 house, and let's say you foreclose in a year, then you've got about let's just make it an even number, $270,000 that the bank now has back in its possession to lend out again, to back into the market to keep it sustained and keep it moving, right? Okay, so that's what FHA stands for means in a nutshell. And so for those loans, now the great thing about the government guaranteeing the loans to the bank is that for the consumer, the borrower, they don't require you to put down a high down payment like a conventional loan will require about 20% down, right? The government says when you use one of our loans, they're not lending it, they're just backing it, then we only need about 3.5% of the amount of the loan for you to put down up front, okay? And then remember I told you there's some programs that actually offers 100% finance, and so the down payment requirement doesn't go away. It just means there's a down payment assistance program that covers that cost for you. Okay. And then for conventional loans, that range can be between 3 to 20%. Just depends on your situation. But there are different options for everybody. And I know lenders that can help you with whatever your situation is. Like we're going to find the perfect solution for what you have going on, right? All right. what are the first-time home buyer programs or grants I can look into here in the Metro Jackson area? All right, we got some amazing programs. So first, I'm going to start off with the Mississippi Home Corporation. They've got several programs. Some are bond funded. Some of them are grants, but they are the housing finance authority for the state of Mississippi. So a lot of programs that come through that are offered by the federal government, they're administered through Mississippi Home Corporation. Some of them will be second mortgages. Some of them might be, I don't know if it's free and clear. The person to talk to would be Mississippi Home Corporation. I used to work for them, but I worked in the tax allocations department. But you can get some assistance there. There are some thresholds. There are banks that have 100% options, financing options with no PMI, private mortgage insurance. So when you pay a lower down payment, let's say like 3.5%, the bank is taking a great risk to make that loan to that individual, but because they may be their first time, you got to trust them and get started somewhere. So with that process, then the bank might say, okay, Uncle Sam, I'll make this loan to this person with the guarantee that if they default, you'll pay me, and I'll only take in 3.5% down of the loan, but I'm also going to charge them a mortgage insurance. That means you're going to pay insurance to a mortgage insurance company that says if you default on your loan, the mortgage insurance company is going to pay the bank what you owe. Do you still lose your house? Yeah. But this is just a way to protect the bank. There are insurances that can help you protect your mortgage in case like you are laid off or experience some kind of hardship or even death. And I know a girl that can talk to you about those types of programs. Most of them are through like life insurance policies, and you can do. She can tell you. I can't tell you. But I'll get Tasha connected with y'all because she can tell you about how you can buy an insurance policy that it kind of dwindles down with your life and through the life of the mortgage, but there is security. Because one thing, guys, we do not want to do. We do not want to spend all this time, energy, and excitement and enthusiasm to buy a new house, and we are not prepared for the one thing life promises us, and that's death. Oh my God, why'd you say that? Because that's true. One risk you can always guarantee about life is that there's no other way out of it but through death. So as soon as you accept and be okay with that, the better prepared you be. You don't want to buy a house and leave debt to your children or to your survivors. You want to protect that too. So you want to get enough coverage for your life that it really should be called survivor insurance. But you want to get enough coverage for your life that when you pass on, the house can still stay, the kids can still stay in the house. You work so hard to show them, we're building posterity and generational wealth, and then they don't get to benefit from the wealth because the bank took it, because it wasn't covered properly. All right. So there are grants, there are programs that you can apply for. I know a lot of people that can help you do that, and not all of them are local. Some of them are out of state. The thing is just qualifying for the program that fits you best. I don't know if you guys heard about the new program the federal government has released that kind of offers like additional up to $25,000 in equity. Now this was talked about, and it went to vote in Congress in 2020 and 2021, but now they finally worked it out and finalized it. So there is a program. You want to talk to your lender to see if they are a participant in that program, because you might be able to take full advantage of that too. All right. That's what I was looking for earlier. Okay, yeah. All right. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, well, I see that it is. I see you. See you ain't going nowhere. I think I told you about that. All right, let's go look at the rest of the house. I want to show you this bathroom and this master bed. Look at, I just love how we fit this beautiful king size bed in this master suite, right? And then there's that large window that let in all that nice sunlight earlier today. And it's just so cozy. It's so warm. I would be in here for hours by myself. Is anybody like that? They don't need no friends, no family, they are really, I think I'm an introvert because we get to spend a lot of good time to ourselves. The one thing about this Allex plan though, I will point out, in the master suite, it does not have a bath. It's a shower only. And so this is your bathroom, your master bath. Nice. And then the other guest rooms in this house, like I said, it's a 3-bedroom. It's a suite split plan because everybody else is on the other side. And so we've got our guest bath here. Just a light one. Okay. Just like that light one out. Okay. I like how she put that. I know I lost you, right? But we're going to take that as a sign to conclude today and come back tomorrow. I hope you guys got something out of today's question and answer talk in this Allex plan here in Serenity Lake and Pearl. I've enjoyed spending the last of my work day with you. I hope we get to connect tomorrow in the Hollows, which is actually across the street from Serenity Lake. And so we'll be talking more about DR Hoarding specifically and any other questions you might have about first-time home buying in the home buying process. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday evening. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.